Alright, back on the XR. I've had to take the clutch cover off because I was fortunate enough to drop one of the washers from the head down the timing chain channel, which is a rookie mistake, and it ended up down here somewhere in behind, I think it was in behind this plate here, so I was never going to get it out from the top. So anyway, took the cover back off. While talking about that, I have access to a laser cutter, and I just thought I'd cover that with some people. So this was a new gasket I cut out. I just bought some gasket paper. This is just a bit of cardboard I had for the test piece. What I do, I just do a little mud map, and I take a few dimensions, and then I'm able to scan the old gasket and basically resize it to match those dimensions, and then cut it out in the laser cutter. So you can see there's the green one, that's the original one, and I cut two, but you can see what a great job it does. So there we go. So I mean, it's a little bit time consuming. You've got to draw it, trace the one that you've scanned, that you've put into a drawing program, trace it. The good thing is you can actually measure the holes exactly, so all your dowel holes come out perfectly, all your bolt holes come out perfectly, and trace it, and then it cuts it out quite nicely. Where I'm at the moment is rings are in, piston fitted nicely. I'm about ready to put the head on, and then I'll give you a recap when that's all together. I don't think you need to see how to put a head on a motorcycle. I did want to talk about was the cam in these rotary 4-valve cylinders. They have a roller bearing on either side, and they have this little support in the middle, and they're almost always chewed out. Everyone I've seen, anyone putting them together, they seem to get, I don't know if you can see that, quite chewed out. I'm thinking it's when there's load on the cam here, because the bearings are so far apart, it could flex a little bit, and it just supports it a little bit. I don't think it's a big deal. We're not racing this one anymore. But one thing to note is there's an oil gallery, it's an external pipe, comes up here, along here, into this channel, and it needs to go down the center of the cam and out through these oil holes. Now, if you didn't have the seal in this bearing, so the rubber seal that you will get in a bearing, the oil can just go straight through and not through the cam. So they must have an oil seal here. The other side, you take the oil seal out so that the oil from the cam chain will splash in there, because obviously you don't want to run it just on grease that's in a bearing. It's not going to last very long in there. The other end, this is the old bearing. The other end, mine, when I pulled it apart, didn't have a seal on either side. I've seen other people putting them back together with a seal on the outside. I don't think it really matters. There's no oil gallery here. This is just a dowel. Sorry, this is just a dowel. So I don't think it really matters. I'll probably put the seal back in. It's just whatever splashes in there. I mean, there'd be oil going like crazy around in here, so I don't think it really matters. But that one, the one on this end is very important. Otherwise the oil's just going to run straight down the cam chain, and it's not going to go through your cam. I've taken all the valve out. I've replaced the valve seals on the head, so it's pretty much ready to go back on. The headers are on because I noticed one of these was bent and they weren't sitting parallel with each other, so I've re-straightened it. Hopefully it's going to sit all right on the bike, so I've straightened them up so they fit straight in nicely, because one was bent, and I thought I could hear a little leak there before, but so hopefully that fixes that. So probably the next time you see it, I'll get this head on, adjust the valve clearance, and should be nearly ready to start, and hopefully it's not going to blow any more smoke apart from maybe what's in the exhaust pipe from before. Righto guys, catch you later. Alright, so the motor's back together. It's looking good. I haven't started it yet. I'd love to say it all went together smoothly, but unfortunately no, nothing's that easy. I find these Hondas, as much as I love the Hondas, the alloy casings and that, the threads are really seem weak. It had a few stripped threads already in it. Someone had put the wrong length bolts, too long, too short, you name it, it had happened. So a few helicoils later and some repair work, and it's back together and all torqued up, and it should run okay, hopefully. So I'm going to get it down off the hoist and then we'll see if she starts up. Well, pretty happy with that. Started up about probably 4 or 5 kicks with a choke. Just burning a bit of oil off the exhaust there, but my smoke issues have totally gone. That would have been filling the shed up with smoke before, so that's wonderful. Sounds nice, as nice as they sound. We'll just have to see. Put the seat on, bolt the tank on, take it for a ride, and hopefully it's all good and we won't develop any leaks in it. Righto guys, well, hopefully that's another successful story.